another show of Light After Dark. I'm your host, Amos Johnson, and with me today I have my friend from college, UCC, Greenfield Community College, Chelsea. Can you start by sharing what you're studying or working toward right now?
So right now I am currently enrolled in GCC and I am going for the Human Services program. My goal is to become a forensic social worker.
Oh, cool. I'm in similar classes. You're actually in a couple of mine.
Yes.
I'm in the Addiction Studies certificate program.
Very similar, yep.
What kind of work or volunteering do you do outside for school?
Right now I am currently a certified nursing assistant and I work at Extended Care of Amherst.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I've been doing it for about 15 years.
Oh, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. I just help my patients out every day with ADLs and their basic needs that they, washing, dressing.
Oh, cool. So what inspired you to come to college this late in life?
So I had hit rock bottom with my addiction. I was an alcoholic. And I decided I needed to turn my life around, and part of that was getting a higher education for me. That was one of my goals.
Similar story with me.
Yep, very similar.
I hit my rock bottom and got my high set 3 years ago. How long ago did you hit rock bottom and climb up?
It was May of 2023.
Oh, cool.
Yep, but my sobriety date is July 5th, 2023. I had a small little lapse.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
In what ways has education supported or strengthened your recovery journey?
Education has helped me in my recovery journey because one thing for me was a trigger was boredom. So school definitely helped me replace that. It's also opened up my mind and I've gotten so many friends who are in recovery, and it just has made me a better person.
And you mentioned boredom. I see that a lot with people in recovery. They mistake peace with boredom. And we just gotta learn how to sit in peace.
Yes, it's very hard.
Because I mean, I've had that happen as well. I've relapsed when I thought I was bored.
Yep, because boredom was my main trigger.
Yeah, mine too. What drew you to your current field of study or career path?
So I actually met a woman in jail. Her name was Mickey. She was, at that time, I consider her my guardian angel. She directed me where to go for recovery. I listened to her. I did a program after I went to rehab and detox. And she really guided me, and I would just like to be a person like her.
Oh, cool.
To help people, not more of a punishment when you're when you're struggling, more of we need help.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel not confrontation.
Right.
But
not like an intervention, but
yeah, compassion. Approach them with compassion, not confrontation. I was saying it backwards. That's why I got tongue-tied. What were some of your thoughts or fears before returning to school, and how did you push through them?
So I, back in 2020, I did the LPN program, but because of my addiction, I failed out of it, and at the time I should not have been a nurse. So my biggest fear going back to school was failing out again. That was my biggest fear, because every time I tried, I failed.
And now, how are you?
Last semester I did great. This semester I have A's and B's, because I'm in a whole different mindset now.
And remember, C's get degrees.
Yes, they do.
But don't slack. Don't aim for C's.
But C's are average, and C's are just as good.
Yes, true. How do you keep yourself centered and focused, both in your studies and in your personal life?
One thing is definitely my spirituality. I do feel more grounded if I do. I should be doing this in the morning, but I actually do it at night. But I do read from the Bible. I do have my Bible studies. I do that for about 15 minutes, and I just feel grounded. I feel more peace during the day. Also, to gratitude, just being more thankful. Thankful I'm here, thankful for the people who've stuck by my side, friends, family. My parents have been a huge support, my family.
I feel you on that. On my phone, I got an app that reads, it's just a Bible verse a day, but I'm like, sometimes that's all I make time for. I should make more time for Bible reading.
Right, but at least you
Yeah, but I made sure I put that app on my phone so I can read the Bible verse a day. And I've been working on gratitude as well, because in active addiction, I used to wake up and groan and be like, I'm still in this hell.
Yep.
And now I try to wake up and start each day with gratitude as well. Like, thank you, God, for the breath in my lungs. And
thank you for having a hot shower. Thank you for having even laundry detergent I put in there the other day. Like, thankful I'm able to afford it. And it's hard.
It gets easier, though. I noticed the more you practice gratitude, the easier it is. And then you kind of get in like a rhythm, and then it's just...
Yeah, and then another thing with gratitude, too, is affirmations. Because it's hard when you come out of recovery. You're so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Just telling yourself every day, I am loved, I am worthy, I am strong.
Good answer. What has been most helpful or meaningful in your recovery process?
What has been most helpful and meaningful in my recovery process? I do have to say, having the support of friends and family, like I said, my parents have been amazing support, and just meeting other people who were in the same boat as me and giving me motivation, proving you can do it. And I think that has been the biggest thing for me, is being around other people who have struggled with addiction and just being like, if you put in the work, you can do it, and it's worth it. And that's what I've learned, Yeah, connection is great. Connection, yes. Got to have connection.
And my other guest said, if you hang out with dogs, you're going to get fleas. And that's like...
You got to change your people, your group.
You got to change your people. If you hang out with people who are still in active addiction, that's not going to work.
No, you got to surround yourself with people who've been there and can help you. After a bad day, you can call them and they understand what you're going through.
Yeah, it's good to have relatability and all that good stuff.
Yes.
I couldn't think of the word. If you could speak to your past self, the one still struggling, what message would you share?
I would say, Chelsea, you can do it. You can live a better life. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done, but it is worth it. Being sober is worth it.
Definitely.
You feel better every day. You're not, I'm not throwing up at night. I can go to work not hungover. I'm actually functioning.
Yeah, definitely. What dreams or goals are you working toward after graduation?
So after graduation, I'll graduate from GCC in the spring of 2026. I plan on transferring most likely to Westfield to do the forensic social work program. I already looked into it, and it's you can do it either online or in person. And right now, because of my OUIs, I don't drive. I should be getting my license back, but it fits in with me. If I'm not being able to drive, I can do the online program.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
I love that they have online programs now, and you don't have to leave your house.
No, and if you don't drive and it's, an hour away, you can just...
Yeah, save gas.
Save gas, save money, yep.
Yeah. What would you tell someone right now who is thinking about returning to school later in life?
Do it. It is never, ever too late. It is never too late to go back to school and get an education. It doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, 60. Do it. Do it. You can change your life at any point.
Good answer. Khalees had the same answer.
Yeah.
How has your sense of purpose evolved since beginning recovery?
How is my purpose? I feel like my purpose has changed in life. For one example, is school. I always thought I was going to be a nurse and helping out people as a nurse. But when I realized that wouldn't work with my recovery path, I feel like my purpose now is to help other people in recovery. And I feel like that's my purpose, and I want to make a difference. And that's why I'm back in school, and I want to get a higher education, because I want to make a difference.
Yeah, I feel you there.
The way addicts are treated is, not right.
A lot of stigma.
It's a lot of stigma, and it's not okay.
And that's why we're doing this show, to show that we are more than our past addiction.
We are much more than our past addiction.
We are sons and daughters, aunts and uncles.
Yes.
And we have dreams and hopes and fears just like everybody else.
Yep. And addiction is the disease that just took over us.
And we're the lucky ones who broke out.
We did. We are very blessed and lucky.
What do you think your community or area could do better to further support recovery?
The stigma. The stigma is horrible. You walk down Main Street, and I used to be one of them who would just walk down Main Street and be like, ugh, look at the addicts. But now, being in recovery, it's like, we need to help these people. And I think just having more programs besides NA and AA, I think, because it's not a cookie cutter for everybody. I think there should be more support groups for people and less stigma where people can go in and not feel judged.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts. Like there should be like an all recovery meeting.
Right.
Because so many times I've gone to one, I'm not naming which one, and they would hear that you weren't there for, everyone else was there for that meeting, and they would be like, that meeting is down the street at the church.
It's like, no, there should be no judgment.
It should be an all recovery meeting. And I understand like not being inclusive because you want people to relate to, I don't know.
Right, but it should be open for everybody because when you're in addiction and you're going for help, the first step's walking through the door and you should not be judged.
Yeah, and you should definitely not be told
to leave. It should be
open
open arms.
We are not your people, go away. You should be welcomed.
I 110% agree. And there should be no, like, you have to do this. You have to do that. No, it should be based on the person and what they feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, tailored to each individual.
Exactly. It's not cookie cutter.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good answer. What people, programs, or resources helped you the most when you were first getting in recovery?
I do have to say this. It was the sheriff's department. It was Mickey, who I met in jail, and she was like my godsend. She really told me where to go, directed me. Also, my recovery coach was wonderful. The support I had from my family and friends was huge once I got sober, and I gained trust back, and I didn't want to lose that.
Good answer. I feel that too. Like because so many times in active addiction, you make promises that you don't mean.
Exactly.
And then you break them, and then it hits you when you're in recovery that you want to keep these promises now that you can, and you're telling the truth, and you have to show that.
Yes.
By action, yeah.
It's your words don't matter anymore. It's your actions.
Yeah, so that's why you got to stick to it and like prove yourself, not only for you but for your family and loved ones.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about how you first realized you needed help and how you found support?
I actually first knew I needed support after my first OUI. I realized I was sneaking alcohol. I would go to the liquor stores and hide it in my room so my parents wouldn't find, and I would get drunk at night. That's when I realized I had a problem. After my first OUI, I should have woken up and stopped drinking, but I just couldn't. When I finally hit my final rock bottom in May of 2023, I was just begging for help at that point. And like I said, thank God I met somebody at the sheriff's department that could direct me on how to get the help. But I felt like I was screaming in a room of crowded people and nobody could hear me.
I love how you said you hit your final rock bottom, because we have several false rock bottoms that we hit through our addiction, and relapses, it happens, and we got to forgive ourselves and still pick ourselves back up. And I've had several false rock bottoms, and then I'd relapse in like several months.
Yep.
And you just got to keep pushing, and then when you hit that final rock bottom, hopefully it is the final rock bottom.
Exactly.
And then you soar.
Then you go flying right up.
Looking back, what do you think helped you start turning things around?
Waking up in jail. That's when I realized I can't live like this anymore. I'm going to end up killing myself or killing somebody else. And I could not live with myself if that happened. And I had already lost 2 siblings, and to put my family through that trauma again was just very selfish of me.
Yeah, I feel you. I had a similar, only I was afraid of what I put my family through if I had passed away.
Yep.
And I felt like extreme just heaviness from that. So I can relate to the heaviness you felt about your actions and how they would affect people around you.
Yeah, and that's when I realized addiction doesn't just affect me, it affects everyone around me.
Exactly. Good answer. How do you think your earlier life experiences shaped who you are today, like your values growing up and such?
I think my early life experiences has made me a better person. I am the completely different person that I was 10 years ago, and I'm glad I'm a different person. I needed the change. Some of the values that I had before growing up, they have changed now that I'm sober.
What changes in your life today show the biggest contrast from when you were in active addiction?
I am a reliable person. I can make plans, follow through with them. I show up to work every morning on time, not hungover. I feel great. I'm doing really good in school. I'm putting time aside and studying and actually doing well in school. Versus when I was in active addiction. Yeah.
Many people in recovery talk about a higher power. How do you interpret that idea in your own life?
I do believe it is a higher power because myself, could not get sober. And I felt like I just had to give up. And honestly, I think by the grace of God, I got sober. God is definitely my higher power. And he proves to me every day that he is my higher power.
Amen. Yeah, we know we lack the strength on our own.
Right, but we don't have the strength.
And we will try as strong as we can, but that addiction is really strong and you need a higher power to help break those chains.
You have to have a higher power.
Yes. What message of hope or encouragement would you want to share with someone who's still struggling right now who might be watching?
Anyone that's struggling right now, you can do it. If you want to get sober, you can do it. But you have to be ready to get sober. It took me 7 years to be ready to get sober. When you're in addiction, sometimes you're just not ready to get sober, and that's okay. But when you're ready to, do it. Give it your all. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. It's not, like I said, it's not easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a huge struggle, the hardest thing you might ever do in life, but you can do it, and it's worth it at the other end. Being sober is so much more worth it than being in active addiction. I
agree, because when we're in active addiction, we always think tomorrow or one more use or one more drink, and until we realize now is the time,
right.
You're going to be trapped forever waiting for tomorrow, and sometimes you don't have tomorrow.
Exactly, and you can lose everything so fast with addiction too.
Yeah. It's a sad, harsh truth.
It's so sad.
When you think about the future, what gives you the most hope or excitement?
When I think about the future, I just think about all the goals and dreams I'm accomplishing now that I'm sober. Going back to school, going to the gym every day, just being a better person. Like, no more lying, I just feel like that gives me hope for the future, knowing that I'm still in early recovery. It's 2.5 years, but I still feel like I can be so much more of a better person.
Who has been your biggest support or influence through your recovery and educational journey?
I definitely would have to say, especially my dad, my mom also. And like I said, just meeting other addicts and meeting the ones that have done it. And to me, that's what I need. I need to hear, you can do it. This is what I went through. You'll have to go through the same thing, but you can do it.
Yeah, me too. I feel, even just like my advisor at GCC.
Oh, yeah.
Great support. Just people of support. Like, you changed the people in the rooms you're with, like you
right.
said earlier. And GCC is a big change. And I don't want to sound corny, but I think they've saved my life.
And they're very opening. I feel like there's no judgment there. I can say I'm in recovery and I'm not being judged. And Judy is a great professor with her class that she hosts on Thursdays for, the recovery meeting. It's just nice, and to have that personal level with your professors, knowing that they've been through it and we can do it too.
Yeah, Judy's great too. I'm going to have her on the show in a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
Mid-November. I think she wanted me to get the feel of things. She was like, book me for like November 11th or 17th. I can't remember. But yeah. She didn't want to be the first. I think because she knew it would be nerves and not as flow.
Right.
What moments in recovery have made you proudest of yourself?
To be honest with you, it took me about 2 years to actually start being proud of myself because I was so ashamed and embarrassed of my past and guilty. I think the proudest moment was when I went back to school for the first, after failing out, going back and getting good grades. I think that was the first proud moment I had. Being like, I can do this. Like, I set my mind to it. I can do it. I'm proud of you. And it's been easier to be more proud of myself now that I have more recovery time. But it took a while to start being proud of myself.
Yeah, you gotta forgive yourself and allow yourself to feel pride, because you're so used to being weighed down by shame.
It's so true, and the guilt, shame, everything.
And now you gotta let the good in.
Exactly, but it's hard it's hard at first. It
Yes.
really is.
Yeah, but you're doing great.
Oh, thank you, Amos.
How do you balance self-care, school, and maintaining sobriety?
So that's actually one that took me a while to learn, how to balance everything. And for me, it's being on a schedule. I put myself on a schedule, going to bed between 8:30 and 9, getting up early in the morning, not sleeping in, and I go to the gym. The gym has been good therapy for me. I go there before school. Like I said, I have a schedule. I know what I'm doing each day, and that also eases my anxiety, my stress of knowing what's going to happen the next day, and that also helps me stay sober and grounded, knowing what to expect, kind of.
Yeah, I gotta work on my scheduling. I still have things up in the air, and I'm always like, I'll do it. I'll read tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm a week behind on reading.
I'm so far behind.
I'm gonna have to cram it in this weekend. It's gonna have brain pain. But yeah, I agree. Scheduling is probably a godsend, because
Yeah.
I think leaving it up to chaos is just going to cause chaos.
And you need to have the structure.
Yes, I need to work on my scheduling.
I had to, because it was affecting my mental health. It was affecting my recovery, and I was like, no, I need to do this for myself. And that's what I consider self-care too.
Yeah.
It's like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like, you just got to hit the bottom base.
Yeah, I got to do that too. Apply it. It sounds good, and it's working.
Yeah, Josh Becker's class.
Oh, we were just touching on this. What have you learned about forgiveness toward yourself and others through this process?
It was easier for me to forgive others, I think, because my past is so dark, and I've learned not to judge anybody on their past. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to screw up. And it was just easier to forgive others and forgive myself. It took me about 2 years to forgive myself for all the damage I had done, because I was in a deep, deep addiction for 7 years. And I feel like I walked 7 years into the woods, and it's going to take me 7 years to walk back out.
That's deep. But I fully relate. It's harder to forgive yourself, and it's way easier to forgive others. Because
Exactly.
I think, like, subconsciously we want others to forgive us quickly,
Right.
so we forgive others quickly. But you got to be careful and not be a doormat for people.
That is true, because people will use you as a doormat, because you're so vulnerable when you are just in early recovery. People are going to take advantage of you.
How do creativity, hobbies, or passions play a role in your healing or growth? Do you have any hobbies or?
So I work a lot and I have school a lot, so finding hobbies is hard. But one thing I started doing was scrapbooking again.
Oh, cool.
It's a great craft. It gets my mind off things. It's one thing I've been doing, and also my dog Sadie. Anything to do with I have a black lab who's 3. Walking her, scheduling play dates with her, like, I love it. I love my dog. She's my child.
I just heard on the radio the other day there was a men's knitting and crocheting group, and they say, you know how like most people in recovery say day by day, they say stitch by
stitch. That's a good one.
And I was like, we should have like a knitting group
I would love to learn how to knit.
at GCC. I don't know how to do either. I think
It's a fun thing to do when you're talking to. It gives your hands something to do.
Yeah. And I think my gram showed me how to crochet when I was younger, but that was so long ago. I was like 5 or 6. I definitely need a refresher course. What would you like people who have never struggled with addiction to understand better about recovery?
Be less judgmental, and which would help with the stigma. You don't know what anyone has been through. We all have a past. You do not know what someone's been through. And we should not be judging people based on that. We all have a past. Some of ours are darker than others.
Yeah, be kind.
Be kind. And that's the first thing. Just be nice. Be kind.
This one might be a little tricky, but if you could sum up your recovery journey in one word or one phrase, what would it be and why?
That's actually a good question. One phrase. I don't really know of a good phrase, but at the end of the tunnel, there's light. There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
That's a great phrase.
It's dark in there, but you can get out.
And last question. In your opinion, what's the best way someone could help the person in their life that they care deeply about that are struggling with addiction?
Be kind and be understanding. You can't force someone to get sober. They need to be, they're the ones that need to make that decision when to get sober. Just support them, love them, and just be kind.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show, Chelsea. This is Light After Dark. We are students in recovery, non-traditional students returning to college later in life. And I hope you have a blessed day. And if you need help, don't hesitate to ask someone for help. Don't feel ashamed. It can save your life or
someone else's.
Yeah.